Here's Taylor Swift breaking records in Brazil, in Germany, in England, in Australia. Here's headlines from Rolling Stone saying, Taylor Swift breaks records again. And here's some of her craziest, most screaming fans from all around the world. This is the woman who took over the world. It's Taylor Swift. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Welcome back to our channel where we break down the stories of today's biggest stars. And while you may think you know this superstar, trust me, there's so much more to our story than you think. So get ready, because today we're going to unpack the life, times, and triumphs of Taylor Swift, the woman who took over the world. One opening hook, a global force. Are you ready? 'Cause we're gonna start this journey by putting you right in the middle of one of Taylor Swift's concerts. The energy is electric. This crowd is screaming at the top of their lungs. They know every word to every song. You can feel their excitement from miles away. It doesn't matter if you're in the United States, the United Kingdom, Brazil, or Australia. You can see the same show. It's a global phenomenon. Taylor Swift has officially taken over the world. But what makes her rise to fame so unique? What sets her apart from other pop princesses? Well, put it to you this way. She didn't just top the charts. She rewrote the rules of music, fame, and power. And that's something that no one has ever done before. So keep watching as we dive deep into the untold story of how she did it. 2 humble beginnings. But before we can jump into the heights of her superstardom, we have to start at the very beginning. On December 13th, 1989, in a small town called Reading, Pennsylvania, a baby girl was born. Her name was Taylor Allison Swift. From the moment she could talk, she would sing. She would make up little shows for her family and friends. When she was 12 years old, she started taking guitar lessons and writing songs in her bedroom. It was clear that this wasn't just a phase. It was her true calling. And when Taylor was only 14 years old, she and her mom packed up and moved to Nashville, Tennessee. That way, she could follow her dream of becoming a country music star. But even though she had talent oozing out of her fingertips, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. In fact, when she first started performing in Nashville, people laughed at her. They said that she was just a young girl with a guitar, and that she did stand a chance in the cutthroat world of country music. But instead of giving up, she just kept writing and performing. And someone took notice. When she was 15, she was signed to Big Machine Records and became the youngest person ever signed to Sony TV Music Publishing. The rest is history. 3 country star, 2 pop icon. Taylor Swift quickly became a household name in country music. Her self-titled debut album was released when she was just 18 years old, and it was a critical and commercial success. It spawned 2 of her first big hits, Tim McGraw and Teardrops on My Guitar. Then came her second album, Fearless. This was where she really established herself as a force to be reckoned with. The album sold over 10 million copies in the US alone, and won Album of the Year at the Grammy Awards. She was only 20 years old when she got that award. But then, something unexpected happened. Taylor decided to switch gears and go pop. She released her third album, Red, which was a departure from her country roots, and it was a huge hit. The album sold over 6 million copies in the US and featured some of her most iconic songs. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, and I Knew You Were Trouble. Then came 1989. This album was a full-on pop masterpiece, and it cemented Taylor Swift as a global superstar. It won Album of the Year at the Grammys and featured some of the biggest hits of her career: Shake It Off, Blank Space, Bad Blood, and Wildest Dreams. With each album, she reinvented herself. There was Fearless, Red, Reputation, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, and beyond. She experimented with different sounds and styles, but always remained true to herself. She proved that she wasn't just a pretty face with a catchy tune. She was a serious artist who could hold her own in any genre. For business genius. Now, we all know her as a phenomenal performer, but what many people don't realize is that she's also a business genius. I mean, have you ever wondered who owns the rights to Taylor Swift's music? The answer might surprise you. After her former manager, Scooter Braun, allegedly sold her masters without her consent, Taylor decided to take matters into her own hands. She started writing or curating almost all of her songs. That way, she owned the rights to them, okay? And then she took control of her brand and her masters after the Scooter Braun controversy, okay? She re-recorded her first 6 albums, Taylor's versions, and they're some of her best work yet. This move was groundbreaking for artists everywhere because it gave them hope that they too could fight back against the industry giants and win. 5. The Eras Tour, a global economic event. As we all know, Taylor Swift is a global superstar. Her music has topped the charts all around the world, and her tours are always a huge success. But her latest tours, the Eras Tours, is on another level. Okay, it's a global economic event. The Eras Tour isn't just a concert, it's a celebration of Taylor Swift's career. She performs songs from all of her albums and is sure to be an epic night for fans. But it's more than that too. It's a movement. It's a movement of fandom, fashion, and freedom. Fans are dressing up in outfits inspired by Taylor's different eras, and they're singing along to every single word. It's a sea of red lipstick and sparkly dresses as far as the eye can see. The tour has already broken records. It's the highest selling tours of all time, and it's set to shatter even more records as it continues. The Eras Tours is more than just a tour. It's a cultural phenomenon. We can't wait to see what happens next. 6. Lyrical storytelling and emotional connection. If you're a fan of Taylor Swift, then you already know that she's a lyrical genius. She has a way of making you feel like she's singing directly to you. And that's because she writes songs about real-life experiences. She sings about love and heartbreak and everything in between. It's easy to connect with her music because she is so honest and vulnerable in her songwriting. Whether you're a teenager dealing with your first heartbreak or a middle-aged woman going through a divorce, Taylor Swift has a song for you. She's the queen of storytelling through song, and she's not afraid to bare her soul. In her albums like Folklore and Evermore, she showed us that she's also a poet and an introspective thinker. These albums are full of beautiful, poetic lyrics that will leave you feeling inspired and hopeful. 7. Overcoming backlash and reinvention. But Taylor Swift's journey hasn't been without its bumps in the road. In 2016, she found herself in the middle of a public feud when Kanye West and Kim Kardashian got into a fight. Kanye made a song about it, and then he went on a rant about how he made Taylor famous. She was labeled a snake by Kanye's fans, and the media turned against her. It seemed like her entire career was in jeopardy. But instead of letting the hate get to her, she disappeared from the spotlight for a while. She took time to focus on herself and her music, and when she came back, she was better than ever. She released Reputation in 2017, and it was a critical and commercial success. The album was a statement. It showed that she wasn't going to be defined by the haters, okay? She was going to define herself, okay? And that's exactly what she did. The album broke records and won awards, and it became clear that Taylor Swift was back and she was here to stay. As Taylor once said, "I've learned not to let outside noise control my worth." And that's exactly what she did. 8. Feminism, advocacy, and empowerment. Taylor Swift is more than just a pop princess. She is a feminist, an advocate, and an inspiration to millions. She uses her platform to speak out against injustice and to empower women everywhere. She's spoken out against sexism and homophobia, and she's used her music to promote acceptance and tolerance. In 2015, she made headlines when she criticized a radio station for not playing her song about LGBTQ+ rights, and she's been a vocal supporter of the LGBTQ community ever since. In 2018, she donated $1 million to the Equality Florida organization after the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. She's continued to use her platform to speak out against gun violence ever since. In 2019, she made headlines when she called out a political candidate who was running on a platform of hate and division. And she's continued to use her platform to promote democracy and voter education ever since. Taylor Swift is more than just a pop star. She's a role model. She's a role model for young women everywhere. She shows us that we can be successful in a male-dominated industry, and she shows us that we can use our platforms to make a difference in the world. Taylor once said, "Being fearless doesn't mean being unafraid. It means doing it anyway." And that's exactly what she does. 9. Global influence beyond music. Taylor Swift's influence goes beyond music. She's a global icon. She's been featured in Time as 100 Most Influential People list, and she has been the subject of numerous documentaries and TV specials. In 2020, Netflix released a documentary about her life and career, Miss Americana. And she's made cameo appearances in films like Valentine's Day and The Lorax. Taylor Swift has also been involved in politics and business. She's donated millions of dollars to various charities, and she's used her platform to speak out against injustice. She's truly transcended pop music to become a cultural icon. 10. Legacy in progress. Taylor Swift is still writing, still evolving. She went from a country star to a billionaire brand. She's written over 200 songs, and she's shown no signs of slowing down. She's also directed a few of her music videos, and she's shown that she has a creative force to be reckoned with. But more than anything, Taylor Swift is a storyteller. She's the voice of her generation. She sings about things that we're all going through, and she does it with such honesty and vulnerability that we can't help but connect with her. So there you have it, the incredible story of Taylor Swift, the woman who took over the world. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can stream the Eras Tour on Netflix and Max. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an upload. See you next time.